Okay, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Really proud of our team. You've got to credit Wake Forest. They've got a great team, and they are who they are. They're well coached. That offense is really difficult to even slow down, and they've been confident. And like last year's game, this thing was a little bit out of hand. 18 points with 7 minutes left, and last year I think it was 21 points with 4 minutes left in the third. And our guys didn't quit. They kept competing, and then we scored. Go ahead. The game's basically over, and we have a couple of stupid penalties because we didn't act like we'd been there before. We had two guys take their helmets off. One was so excited he threw it on the fourth down at the end, and that's a 15-yard penalty that really hurt us. And then another one was he just took his helmet off because he was excited, and then we had a taunting penalty. So we didn't handle our success very well at the end. We got to act like we've been there before and grow up more than anything else. But give Wake credit. 2 years in a row, we're up. They score onside kick with a chance to win the game, and they've got a really good team. Really proud of Sam Howell. That was two great Sams out there today. The ABC got a special day to be able to watch that game, because I told Molly McGrath at halftime, she said, "What do you think?" And I said, "If we play good the second half, it's going to be 59-53, so you're going to be happy, and make sure everybody stays." And that's about what happened more than anything else. To rush for 330 yards is special. You usually win the game when you do. Ty Chandler scoring 4 touchdowns. I think it's the first time since Leon Johnson when we were here before in one game. But Sam Howell again plays great. He ends up being the all-time leader in total yardage at the University of North Carolina, which is a special tribute to him, accomplishment by him, and only in 3 years, less than 3 years. So really happy with him. Defensively, like last year, the defensive staff changed up a few things in the second half. We get a stop or two, we get a couple of turnovers, and that really made the difference in the ball game. I was concerned we didn't make it 3rd and 1 twice in the first half. Analytics always tell you to go for it on your end. I'm not there yet. I think you can give the game away if you don't make a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 2 at your 30. So I'd rather punt and get it on the other end and try to play some defense. Storm Duck made a huge difference in the game. Not to have played for a year and 3 quarters and to go out there and play like he did today is really special. So that helped us. Also for our best player on defense and our leader to get a taunting call, and then, or not a taunting call, but what do we call it? Targeting call. Excuse me. I said I'm not very good after games. Get a targeting call and come out of the game, and then you put Power Eccles in, a true freshman who plays the rest of the game, and I think played well. We'll see more of that this afternoon. But the kicking game was really good. But the key was really the red zone. They were 4 for 4 in the red zone, but we were 7 for 7, and 2 field goals and 5 touchdowns. And they have been playing such great red zone defense. We had to score touchdowns. And I really hate that Sam got the wind knocked out of him at the end of the game, because we needed to score a touchdown there. But we were able to get a stop on 4 downs and go back and score very quickly. So really proud of the guys. What we will do is I'll leave here and go home, and we'll grade this video, and then we'll start watching Duke and Pittsburgh later on this afternoon, because we'll have our staff meeting tomorrow, and then we'll move forward with Pitt very quickly, because Monday will be Tuesday's practice, and it'll be a short week. I told the guys in the locker room, you can celebrate with your families, but better get to bed. You're playing another ranked team in 5 days, so do that. But really proud of our guys overall. Questions, Mark?
All right, thanks, Coach. We will begin with Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Coach, what does this do for the morale of your team?
Andrew, it's been a hard year. It's just everything's been tough. Nothing's been easy, and what it does is gives them some hope that there's still some more out there. because we've got to get one more to get to a bowl, and that was a commitment we made to the seniors. We wanted them to have 3 straight bowls, and that was really important. I told the guys after the Notre Dame game that when you lose a tight game, the rewards you get are the lessons that you learn, but you don't have much joy in it. But it'll help you for the rest of your life, learning how to compete and pick yourself back up and go back to work. And we had our chances because they played so hard. But after a game like today, you get rewarded for all that you put in. This is the enjoyment. So it should give them more confidence. It should have the way people look at them differently. I don't think many people across the country thought we would beat Wake Forest, and they've got a great team. And again, to play 2 great teams back to back like we have, and really Miami before the open date, we've had 3 tight games and headed to Pitt. So I think what it'll do, Andrew, it'll get them up early in the morning with a smile on their face, ready to go compete at Pitt. I thought that there were times in the game where I thought we got some bad body language, and I thought, nah, don't go there, man. We can't afford to let this thing get out of control. And I thought the coaches kept their composure, because at times I didn't, and I wasn't very happy. But I thought the coaches and the players kept their composure and kept encouraging each other, and found a way to win.
And how about for Ty? When we talked to him back in January after he transferred in, he said that, what Michael and Javonte did was one of the big reasons. And today he put on a performance like Michael and Javonte, especially in that 4th quarter, and he's closing in on 1,000 yards.
Yes, I think, Andrew, our whole team is getting better. And even Notre Dame's really good on offense. Miami's really good on offense. They're scoring a lot of points. And then today, Wake Forest is as good as anybody in the country in offense, averaging 43 points. And I think what happened early was probably Sam and those 5 great players that left last year carried us a lot through 2 years. And we weren't as good a team as we were a team that had some great players. And they pulled us out of a lot of trouble. And now what we're doing, we're going back to being a team that's got to grow up and have a program, and we just got ahead of ourselves some. What I think happened with Ty is Phil and Larry Porter didn't know him very well. The offense didn't know him very well. He didn't know the offense very well. Sam didn't know him very well. And early in the year, where Sam might have pulled some of those RPOs, I think he gives them to him now. And they all have great confidence in him. And the offensive line blocks better when a back will really step up and be a leader and be competitive. And it's fun for them. They see some hope. And our 2 centers are well, really for the first time all year, and that's been a disaster. Josh Azudu's had a high ankle sprain all year, and he's starting to get better. And the fact that Ty is getting the feel of the offense, he's making better cuts, he's showing better patience, and all of those things are really helping us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Coe, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So Antoine Green, 6 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. How cool was that? We spoke about this a little earlier in the season, but how cool was it to see Antoine have that game where he is the #1 receiver?
Yeah, Antoine keeps growing. He's another one that after his awful injury before we got here, and then he got hurt again after we got here, and he hasn't played with a lot of confidence, and I see that coming each week now. Even Justin Olson caught a deep ball that led to a touchdown. So in the bye week, we said we can't play with 9-on-7 anymore. We have got to have the outside receivers involved, and I'm glad that Phil Longo and Lonnie Galloway have been able to do that.
Thank you.
Greg Barnes, go ahead. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Mack, I had 2 for you. One, wanted to know about the move for Jay Bateman up to the press box, and also wanted to ask who stepped up when Jeremiah Gilmore had to come out.
Greg, Jay and I talked about it at the first of the week, and he felt like that with all that Wake Forest was doing, that he hadn't been up there in a long time, but he felt like he could see better. And it made no difference on the sideline, except different people had to meet with the defense and especially his safeties when he wasn't on the sideline. And I thought it was effective. I mean, it's hard to say. things were good when you gave up that many points. But there were a lot of good things that we did. We just still can't give up the huge plays like we do. Sometimes it just seems like we just lose our focus or something and give them up. But that's the reason he went up there. He felt like he needed to see more and could call the game better. And I do think that him being able to see more the first half, making some adjustments in the third quarter and early fourth quarter really helped us. And we had to get some stops on defense to win the game, like last year, and it happened. It's really crazy how much last year's game and this year's game are so much alike, even down to the stops, the onside kick. It's just crazy how it happens. The second thing I thought we'll have to see this afternoon when I watch it, but Power did a good job. But I thought Gray really helped him. No, get over here. Come on, move over here. Hey, boy, get in this position. And then I thought Tamon Fox stepped up. We started getting more pressure on the quarterback in the second half. And we did a good job of managing the run a lot of the time. They had the one long run, but most of it were shorter runs. But and Storm Duck definitely stepped up. Cam Kelly continues to get better and better. And he's such a good athlete. He can catch, number one, but he has a really good knack of where the ball's coming out. And he's helped us so much with turnovers. And I thought the big guys inside did a good job. They got pressure late in the game, and they had to play a lot of snaps.
Thanks.
CL Brown, go ahead.
Thank you, Greg.
I know it's not an old school kind of running game, but how much of a boost do you think the kids get psychologically when you're able to run the way you did, 52 attempts and more than 300 yards?
CL, I think probably in my coaching career, there's less than 10 times that we have lost when we've outrushed the opponent. It's an unbelievable stat, and Jeremy, it might be wrong, but it's the numbers when you outrush the opponent compared to when you don't they're not even close. And it also really helps your pass protection. We had 2 disastrous 3-and-outs right before the half, but then we came back and went down right before the half and got a field goal. And that helped us take our momentum back going into halftime. But when you can run the ball and stop the run, you're usually going to win football games. And we've got to do a better job of stopping the run. But we've got to continue to run the ball in the next few weeks like we have over the last 2.5 years.
And what does
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Can I have, what does it say about the progress of the offensive line that you've gotten to a point where you can have these kind of outings?
Well, it's a lot better because they're more confident and they're healthy. And I think Ty's been a big part of that too. The offensive line is so difficult to coach or play. If a back goes the wrong way or doesn't see the cut or doesn't have patience, it's the offensive line's fault. If there's a sack and the tight end missed him or the running back went the wrong way, it's the offensive line's fault. So all blame goes back to the offensive line. So I'm really, really proud for them. And I do think that it's huge to have both of the centers healthy. That's really hurt us throughout the year, and the center makes every call. So if that guy's out there on one leg, it's a very, very difficult thing to do. So those guys are just getting better and better, and Pitt will be really, really physical, and so they'll have to have another great week in the offensive line to have a chance to compete in Pittsburgh.
All right, last one for Coach will come from Adam Smith.
Mack, you went through the nuts and bolts of sort of how you got it together defensively and made this thing happen. But just how about the resolve? You'd given up 45 points. You're down 18. It would be easy just to sort of get buried there in the second half the way they were playing. But where do you think you guys found that resolve from?
Adam, we have great young people on this team that want to win. And we as coaches have to keep trying to help them get better and better, but they want to win. And they're smart. They don't get down. They get it. We talked about last year's game all week, and we said this one's going to be like last year's game. Both offenses are scoring more than both defenses are stopping. So we've got to get a few stops. I don't care how you do it. And in modern day, it's unusual to see lower scores anymore. It's just people are scoring a lot of points. But that's what I'm most proud of, Adam, is that, as I said, at halftime, there's a little bit of bad body language again, even though we had scored right before we went in. But it wasn't happening for our defense like they wanted it to. And instead of grabbing them and cussing them and yelling at them and demeaning them, when they're down, you need to pick them up. And that's what our defensive staff did. That's what the players did. They picked each other up. Jeremiah Gemmel was an outstanding leader on that sideline. He's still one of the best guys we had because he was coaching, man. He was coaching the offense. He was coaching the defense. Instead of pouting and saying, that's not fair and they shouldn't kick me out of the game, he went back to work. And these are just special young men, and I'm so proud of them. I've told them, if you give us all you've got, I'm proud that my name's on this team. And the guys did that today. They did it at Notre Dame. And as long as they give us all they've got, we can coach them and we can fix things. And we'll continue to recruit. There were 150 recruits here today that saw a crowd that was loud and into it, and they may still be on the field. That's one of the reasons I was late getting in. But this was a special win for our program. Nobody deserves to win more than these young people. And I've had enough in my life. I don't want to lose, but I want to win for them because they're the ones working so hard. And I've told them, every Saturday you build memories. That's what you do. And this is a game that they will remember for the rest of their lives. And I'm really, really proud that my name's associated with them.
Thank you, Mack.
Thank you, Adam.
Well, thanks, Coach, for a couple of minutes this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. I was bragging on Cam. He was sitting over here. I didn't even see him.